Please subscribe.
Ford has been more willing than most of its competitors to infuse its big trucks and SUVs with new school ideas. It led the industry in shifting pickup trucks and SUVs from V8 power to downsized, turbocharged V6s. It reduced the mass of its F-Series pickups with the first-ever bodies made from aluminum. It was an early adopter of independent rear suspensions for its big SUVs, a move that improved third-row comfort and ride quality at the same time. How would Ford's new school thinking play out in the first all-new Expedition in 11 years? Now that we've put some miles on one, we know, it seems more old school than new. That's not entirely a bad thing, but it's not the outcome we were hoping for, especially given how much we like its F-150 pickup cousin, enough to make that model a 10 Best Trucks and SUVs winner. Ford held to the old-school, big SUV blueprint by again basing the Expedition on a heavy, truck-type steel frame, but, as with the F-150, the new model has been pushed further toward modernity with an aluminum body. The lighter bodywork has helped slim the top spec, four-wheel drive Expedition Platinum by 238 pounds compared with the last generation Platinum we tested, even as the new truck has grown 4 inches in length. The old Expedition already benefited from the third-row space advantage of an independent rear suspension, which allows a flat floor all the way to the rear. And the previous Expedition switched to a twin-turbocharged 3.5-liter EcoBoost V6 back in 2015. Both of those features are carried forward, although the V6 now is based on the latest version of that engine that powers the F-150 and the new Lincoln Navigator. In Expedition Platinum guys, it makes 400 horsepower and 480 pounds-to-foot of torque, improvements of 35 horses and 60 pounds-to-foot over last year's model. The XLT and Limited models get the same 375 horsepower, 470 pound-to-foot output as in the F-150. Bolted to the torquey V6 is another leading-edge component, a new 10-speed automatic co-developed with General Motors. Expeditions with four-wheel drive can tow up to 9,200 pounds. The Expedition aces the primary mission of every big SUV, which is to serve as a bus, with room for a horde of passengers and their cargo. It's a half-foot longer than a Chevrolet Tahoe, and its voluminous interior offers comfortable seats and stretch-out room for adults in all 3 rows. That's something the standard-length Tahoe, GMC Yukon, and Cadillac Escalade, all of which still employ space-sapping solid rear axles, can't match. Our Platinum was equipped with optional second-row captain's chairs, making it a 7-seater, a 3-seat, second-row benches standard on all Expeditions. If that's not enough space for you, there's a Hugar, a stretchier, long-wheelbase Expedition Max, what used to be called the L, that is almost as long as the Chevy Suburban, GMC Yukon XL, Cadillac Escalade SV. Ford also has taken this opportunity to bring the new Expedition up to date in terms of infotainment, connectivity, and safety systems. Loaded versions like our Platinum test truck offer the latest Sync 3 infotainment system, a pair of USB ports for each row of seats, Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connectivity, a Wi-Fi hotspot that supports up to 10 devices, and more. A full suite of driver aids is available, including front automated emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, and adaptive cruise control. For all that, however, the Expedition's new school thinking doesn't pay the dividends we anticipated. Despite its aluminum body, the big Ford is still 100 pounds heavier than a comparably equipped 2018 GMC Yukon Denali, although, granted, the Expedition is longer and considerably roomier. The Expedition's EcoBoost V6 powertrain is smooth and powerful, but the truck is virtually no quicker than the 6.2-liter V8-powered GMC, and the Ford's promise of improved fuel efficiency may be illusory. The Expedition's 19 mpg combined DPA figure is 2 miles per gallon better than the Yukon's, but its 22-mile-per-gallon highway number is the same. And in our real-world 75-mile-per-hour highway fuel economy test, the Denali matched the Platinum's 20-mile-per-gallon showing. If the Expedition is good at being a bus, it also handles a little too much like one. We didn't think it was possible, but the Expedition actually drives bigger than it is, while the Yukon and the Tahoe manage to drive considerably smaller. Yes, we know that attacking corners is not exactly a priority for buyers of big SUVs. But even in normal traffic, the Expedition's ponderous handling and disconnected feel demand more of your attention, and ease of driving counts in this segment. The F-150 is far less ponderous despite its solid rear axle and structure-reducing separate cabin box. The Expedition does ride smoother than the Tahoe and the Yukon Denali, however. Although the Expedition is roomy, comfortable, and well-equipped, being inside of our Platinum test truck didn't feel like a cohesive, upscale experience, which it should have, considering that our fully loaded test truck stickered for an eye-watering $81,765. The Bass Rear Drive XLT model starts at $52,890. The Platinum starts at $73,905. The Platinum soft leather seats and and door panels are made of premium materials, but their effect is compromised by cheap-looking plastics elsewhere. The clunky trim around the large black dash vents is particularly egregious, and a center stack that seems like it's out of a vehicle costing half as much. The Expedition may be brand new, but the SUV that shows how new school is done actually has been around since 2013, the Mercedes-Benz GLS class, formerly known as the GL. Almost as roomy as the Expedition, the V6-powered GLS 454 matches or exceeds the Ford in almost every area. Its unitized construction makes it about 500 pounds lighter, it drives 2 size classes smaller, and it's deliciously luxurious inside. All that and a big 3-pointed star in the grille, for $6,500 less than a 4-wheel drive Expedition Platinum with no options. We'll wait for a comparison test to render a final opinion on where this new Expedition fits into the big SUV hierarchy. But our first impression is this: new school or old school? It seems the Expedition may need a little more school before it can play with the class leaders. Major redesigns occur every 5 years or so, not much changes in between. Dividing them into generations provides more meaningful distinctions in the shopping process.